Well, good afternoon, or morning actually, and welcome back to the Leading Edge in the Life of a Pilot. This is part 5, the conclusion of how I got into aviation. How God moved mountains to get me into aviation. How He got me through the exams, and that was how it happened. And where we were at, this is the conclusion. So part 5, as I said, the marketing manager called me. There's a third attempt, that's rocked up. I said, lock me in. He did. And I asked him what I had to study. He got me through all that, and he said, right, that's what you need to do. Go do it, and I'll see you out at the airfield. So, first day of study, I went on that edu website, boxhill.gov.edu.au, and I looked up some stuff to study. I went on the internet. I was using internet resources and everything to study as well, and just to get it out of the way. And I did. I studied for that whole 2-week period, for the hour a day. And basically, that's where we were at. On the morning that I had the exam, I went into Box Hill and we sat the exam. I was going to sit the exam. And the young lady in the office said, but Ronnie, there's no third attempts here. Like, you haven't got a third attempt. You've had two chances at it and you failed, and that's it. And I said, but there's a third attempt. And she goes, no, there's nothing here. I don't have any exams on today. And I said to the young lady, I said, look again, please. And she said, okay, but it's not going to do any good. And I said, okay. So she turned around to her computer and she's almost going white. She looked at me and she started stuttering, and she's pointing at her computer and pointing at me, and she's stuttering, and she's like, and I said, what's wrong? And she said, oh, don't worry about it. And that's, I said, what do you mean, what's wrong? She goes, no, don't worry about it. I'll sign you onto the computer. You can go and do your reset, and then we'll leave it there. I said, okay. She logged me onto the computer, and she said, once you're done, she said, hit submit. She said, come back and see me. And she said, we'll get your results. And I said, okay. I went there, and she logged me on. I sat down on the computer, and I went through the first half of the exam. Now, this office lady, she had a wireless Bluetooth earpiece in her ear that I didn't see. And with this wireless Bluetooth earpiece in her ear, she was on the phone to one of her friends, and one of her friends must have said something to her, and all I heard her say was, Google is your best friend. And I must say, I was the only one in the room, and my education was shocking, so I heard her say, Google is your best friend, and I thought she was talking to me. And when she said that Google is your best friend, I thought, sweet, I'm the only one here, I'm going to go on Google. So I got my smartphone out and I started going on Google. And the Holy Spirit came straight to me, people, and He said, hold it, Rodney. Are you seriously going to trust a man-made object and you're not going to trust me? And I thought, nah, it's just me thinking weird, crazy thoughts. And then I heard it again, and it was a stronger message, and He said, if you're seriously going to trust a man-made object and you're not going to trust me, God, then you can do it by yourself and you'll go back to security and fail. And you're going to fail this and you're going to go back to security. And I thought, all right, maybe there's something to it. So initially the phone ended up upside down on the table. Then I ended up turning it off, and it ended up back in my pocket and out of sight and out of mind. And so I continued through the exam, and the exam results kept coming. The answers were there all the time. It's just like I needed God to unlock them for me, I just moved and moved and moved through the exam. I didn't even read the question for half of it. And people, it's not guessing. It's not a guessing game. God was providing the answers. And I got to about the third last question, and I was seriously going to go back to that last question. And I was going to change the answer because I didn't like it. And that's when I knew God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ came to me, and they said, do not second guess me and the answers that I have just given you. Otherwise, you will fail. We're gone, we're out the window. He said, I'm gone, I'm out the window. You will do this by yourself. You can go through the last few exam results, by yourself. You're going to fail. You're going back to security. There's no more fourth attempts, and that's it. Done and dusted. And I thought, well, an invitation so promptly put could not be well refused. And so I left everything as it was, and I finished the exam. And I hit submit. And when I hit submit, that was done. I logged off. I went over to the reception, and I said to the young lady at the reception, I said, I'm done. And she goes, okay, I'll be with you in a minute. She comes in, sits down at her computer, sits down at her computer, and she pulls up the, 2 lots of my results from the last time, the 20% and the 21%. Now, with those 2 lots of results, God was trying to show me something, and as I said, at that time, I didn't, I was totally oblivious to it, and I just thought it was just me, doing this by myself. And she's looking at my 2 results, and she goes, I'm just waiting on an email. And then, obviously, Microsoft went, doo doo, and gave her the email thing, and she looks up the email, and she pulls it up, and she goes, it's got to be a typo. Nah, can't be right. She goes, hang on, I'm just going to make a phone call. Makes the phone call. She calls up Vita Assessors, and she says, was this the correct results for Mr. Rodney Denholm, or is it a typo, And all you heard on the phone was, no, they're the correct results. And she goes, you sure? And she goes, yeah, they're the correct. Okay, no worries, thank you, bye-bye. And then, anyway, she looked at me, she looks at my results, and she looks at me, and she goes, are you holding out on me? Looks at me like one of those evil school teachers, that, just looks at you and goes, one of those ones that comes right in and goes, were you holding out on me? And I said, no, why? I said, what's going on? And she goes, well, I've just got your results from the last 2 results here, and they weren't very good. I said, well, what's the last 2 lots of results got to do with today? And she goes, nothing. Except you just got the highest entry-level score that this university has had within the last 2 years for any course, ever, at 98.6%. Now, if that's not God-given, people, I don't know what is. Because I believe that it was the Holy Spirit, it was God that got me through. And that's where I was at. So, I'll leave it at that. God bless you all. I hope you guys got something out of this motivational talk and out of my story of how I got into aviation. Please stay tuned. Please follow me on YouTube, hashtag The Australian Aviator. Please follow me on Instagram at The Australian Aviator, or you can also hashtag The Australian Aviator. Follow me on Facebook as well, The Australian Aviator, Rodney R.J. Denholm, The Australian Aviator, and you'll find me. So I love yous all. Have the best day. I hope you've got something out of it, because I know I love telling this story to people because it's just awesome. And I will see you guys again on the next one. God bless you all, and take care. See ya.